Hey, hello guys. Give me 2-3 minutes. I'll just join you. Okay. Is my sound okay? Is it clear? Sound? Can somebody type? Is the sound okay? Is the sound clear? Is the audio and video clear? Hello. Can somebody just type? No response. Is the audio and video clear? Can somebody please type? No response. Okay. Abdul Khan, thank you. Thank you so much. I couldn't see the chat. Okay, right. So we'll start in a bit, maybe in another 2-3 minutes. Okay, I started early, around 7:55. I switched it on. So just give me 2-3 minutes. Come, have the biscuits. Come, have the biscuits. Come, Tommy. Come, Tommy. Come, please. Have the biscuits. Come here. Come, come, come. Okay. Yeah, okay. So let's start, okay? So everything clear, right? Okay, so namaste, everyone. The sound is clear, right? Okay, so I am now, today, the story that I'm going to share is, my experiences in chasing Dr. Abdul Kalam, our beloved former president, Guru Kalam. Yeah, during his birthdays. So, very, very, very unforgettable experiences I have on his birthdays, that is on October 15. And, you know, if I correctly recall, Dr. Kalam never used to be in Delhi on his birthdays because he always used to ensure that he's out of Delhi because he wanted to avoid the political crowd. He wanted to avoid people coming and meeting him at Rashtrapati Bhavan, or even after the presidency, he wanted to ensure that people didn't come in large numbers to wish him on his birthdays with gifts and bouquets, all that. So almost all his birthdays, ever since he became the president in 2002 and then till his demise in 2015. Of course, 2015 he passed away before his birthday, but then till 2014, he was always out of Delhi. And he was traveling. He ensured that his programs were fixed in such a way that it was far away from Delhi, outside Delhi. So I had the opportunity of being with him on his birthday. That is on October 14th midnight. We often used to cut the cake. And, especially when he was in South India. So I met him several times at different locations in South India when he was there on his birthdays. I remember a couple of times he was in Bangalore. So we celebrated the birthday at Raj Bhavan at midnight. Then once he was in Kerala, in Alpi. And then once he was in Coimbatore. So these are the 4-5 birthdays I could recall. So very interesting thing. So I was the designated cake boy. So it was my job to get a cake, which he would cut eventually at 12 o'clock. And he ensured that he always cut the cake which I bought. For the first cake, he would always cut the cake which I bought. And he had a very inimitable style of cutting the cake, first blowing the candle, then cutting the cake, then eating it. So please remember, I was not part of his official team, right? I was an outsider. I was his journalist friend. I was doing some work quietly, propelling his missions. But there were people who were part of his team. They also used to bring cakes. So there was a lot of 2-3 cakes, and my cake was pushed this side. So Kalam often used to tell, "No, push it back." So there were little bit of not politics, but little bit of one-upmanship during this cake cutting sessions. So let me just tell you an interesting thing. The first thing I can recall, I don't remember the year. I don't remember which birthday it was. It was in Alpi. So he was staying in the Alpi guest house. So next day, means 15th, he will eventually have 3-4 programs on his birthday. And what happened was it was late night, so I had to travel from my village almost for an hour to reach that place at midnight. Around 11:30, I reached the guest house. Then after security clearance and all, so he wasn't the president. Then he was ex-president. So when I say security clearance, means you can't just walk into his room. There are security officials, there are police, all that. So eventually it means he would know that I would be coming. So things will be easier, but still you have to go through that procedure. So I went with the cake, and there were also other cakes. And then what Dr. Kalam was, that is what made him very, very different. What he was really bothered was, the cakes. After he cut the cake, whether everybody in the guest house would get it. The chef, the assistant chefs, the guys who used to clean the kitchen, the people who used to serve the khana, the policemen, the sentries, and the drivers. So after he used to cut the cake, he often used to carry it, and he will call everybody, "Did you get it? Did you get it?" He would get out of the room at midnight at 12:30. He would go around and ask everyone, "Did you get the cake?" So he was so much, in the sense, he was so much a man who really cared for the people. That is why he was so famous. So that's what we all loved him so much. And then there is another incident in Coimbatore. Again on October 14, I think this was in 2011. He was staying at the Coimbatore government guest house, and then I traveled from Bangalore, and then I reached on 11th morning. Sorry, on 15th morning, I went to a place, ordered the cake. I thought that bakery was some 100 years old in Coimbatore. I don't remember the name. And then this time he would ask at midnight. Of course, by the time I reached, there were 2, 3 cakes, and he would point it to my cake and said, he will cut that first. So then the cakes need to be arranged. His aides would push their cakes, and there'll be some people who would have come to wish him, and then he cut. He can't. He never used to blow the candle with so much of force. So he used to blow a little bit, and with hand he used to turn the candle off. And uske baad he would cut a very small portion. He will take it on his finger, and they will just throw it like this. And then, so that's it. So no more celebration, nothing. Even if you say happy birthday, or, we remember singing one song once for him. So he was not bothered. For him, after the cake was cut, he would move on to his next mission. That is his speeches, all that. It's quite hot here, guys. It's really hot. It's really hot. I couldn't sit inside the room. That's why I came out. It's very hot in Kerala. It's really hot. Yeah. So, and then many occasions, the cake, I used to travel. So, unforgettable thing. And, sometimes he used to ask, what's the flavor, who made the cake. So he used to get into very minute details, and remember, anything that is luxury, in the sense, whether, he never used to care for all those things, because his interest was very much limited. He often looked at very simple things. So even if you go to the Raj Bhavans or wherever ways to say, there'll be huge spread for his dinner. He wouldn't even look at anything. He will just look at some very small portion of some fruits, uske baad some curd rice, maybe a small portion of sambar, and then some, he kept life so light, he kept life so simple. So, so that is the story today. I hope, you guys enjoyed this very small, I would say, story on how I chased Dr. Kalam on his birthdays. Thank you, guys. I'm recovering. I'm, tomorrow onwards, my second phase of treatment would begin. Thank you for all the wishes, and, Inspired Indian Foundation volunteers are doing a good job, I suppose, getting in touch with you, or, responding to your mails and messages. I am off almost all gadgets. This only time I come and do this live. Thank you for your wishes. Stay inspired, stay blessed. Keep the tricolor pinned to the heart. Thank you. Jai Hind.